Hello everyone and welcome. Stay tuned for some really fun card making. I'm using Simon Hurley's newest release from Spellbinders. It's called Boo Crew and it is so cute. You've got these 3 ghosts and all kinds of little embellishments and adornments for them with hats. And we've also got Bewitched. I'll show you the card that I make with this one at the end, but this is going to be tomorrow's video. So I hope you'll check back tomorrow for some more inspiration with this Bewitched die set. And we've got the Damask 3D embossing folder, and it is gorgeous. And I have already embossed it with a white panel here, and you can see it's really pretty. It is directional, and I will use it in 2 different directions, but I'm okay with it because I think it covers up the one piece that looks directional. So I've got the guide that shows the assembly for the Boo Crew set, and I've just laid it there. I've been showing that on my videos just to let you know that you can get that instruction guide from Spellbinders if you need it. Sometimes I struggle with getting my dies assembled correctly, and so it is helpful to have that guide, and that way if you've got a strange, odd-looking piece that you just don't know what it is, chances are you can check out the guide and figure it out. So I'm bringing in my waffle flower sticky mat, and I'm going to do some ink blending on here. I've got just my ghosts are cut out in just some white hammer mill cardstock, and I have the shadow layer of them also cut out in white colored cardstock, and I'm just going to bring in some pink. We're going to have pink and black and white card with just some fun, playful images. Not very spooky, more fun than spooky. And I'm going to turn the shadows of the ghost upside down there, and then I can just kind of blend the edges of both the ghost and then the shadow at the same time, and just kind of cover that area there because I'm just really wanting to get along the bottom of each ghost with a little bit of shadow, and we're using pink for that. I've got my kitsch, actually that is my spun sugar. I started to use my kitsch flamingo and decided it would be too dark, and so I went with my spun sugar, and I've got one of those big beautiful blending brushes from Spellbinders that I'm using. Love those. Love the way they fill and love the way they blend. So we're just getting some pink down on here, and just going to add a little bit of color to our ghost. And there we go. So I'm just going to get my little ghost off of here and look and see if there's anything else we need to blend up. And there wasn't, so we'll put that away, and I've kind of cleaned off my desk. I got that ink off my desk, and we're just back in. And we're just going to add the shadow layer to each one of these, and you can see I've got them mixed up. So I've got to get the right bottom with it. And so we'll just put some glue down there, and we will just layer these up, and there'll be just a little bit of pink poking out between their sheet layers. These are super cute. They got cute little detail on them. And the hats and the ties and the glasses that go with them are just so, so cute. And then you've got that Boo to You sentiment for it, and it's super cute as well. They've even got little arms. Now this die set is nice. They've got the layer piece for the eyes and the mouth. They've got one for each of these ghosts, and then they also have it for the pumpkin, so that you don't have to, you can just die cut out the pieces and layer up their, you know, their eyes and their mouth and everything. So they're super cute. The one little one has little teeth, and their expressions are different and interesting and fun. So I'm going to lay all of these pieces down here. And I missed that there was a 4th one there, and I will actually accidentally grab the pumpkin one and put it behind one of my ghosts, and I needed to grab the narrow one, and so I'll die cut out off screen another one for my pumpkin when I get to that point. But anyway, there are, you know, the face pieces for all 3 ghosts and the pumpkin separately. So we'll just give that a little pinch and let it dry. Super cute. That was the one with the teeth. And then this one's kind of got a smile, and the other one has kind of a startled expression. Trying to get that thing picked up. We'll get it laid down on there. And there we go. We've got 3 little Boo Crew members. Now I've got all my little bits and pieces here. I have die cut out the glasses, the cheeks, the trim to the hat. We've got our shadow for our Boo to You sentiment. And here I'm going to lay some glasses down. Now I will encourage you to lay your cheeks down first. I get a little overzealous with those glasses because they're so cute. And I lay them down, and then I'll have to come back in and kind of lift them up to get the cheeks on this particular ghost. And here I'm just popping out the little bits and stuff. Super cute. If you are like me and die cutting and die assembly is your jam, you're going to like this set. There's a lot of pieces to it, and it's really fun. So this is where I'm popping out the little circles, and I'm realizing I'm going to need to lift my glasses up to put my little cheeks in there. So I'll just grab my wax tool and get them picked up and laid down on there. And some black glasses would really pop off that white. I went with a pink just because I was kind of in a pink mood and getting a little carried away with pink. But I think it turns out really sweet. And there we go. Aren't those glasses cute? I'm in my squeaky office chair here as I'm doing this voiceover. And I've got 2 little pups that are resting beside me, so I'm going to get the cheeks laid down on this one. And I've got, it has the die covers all of the cheeks for all 3 of the ghost, so you don't have to run multiple passes. You can run one pass with it and you've got all of them. That's nice. I think there's some variation in size too. I should have probably sped this up a little bit more. It is a little bit longer of the video, but I'd encourage you to watch to the end, especially so you can see the card that I made with the Bewitched die set. And if you don't catch that on the end of the video, you can certainly catch it tomorrow, because that's my plan, to run these 2 back to back. Now this one is like just an eyeglass, like a single eyeglass, and it's super fun. There are 3 sets of glasses. The round kind of Harry Potter style glasses, and then the just a seeing eyeglass that would be like on an old man, that, you know, where you just kind of hold it with your eye. And then there's kind of a pair of glasses that are kind of similar to the ones that I wear. And they're super fun. I actually wind up just using 2 pair of glasses, and I save the 3rd pair for the Bewitched cat, and I add it to the cat. You've got bow ties and straight ties, and you've got a couple different types of hats that are fun. And here's where I'm realizing that I forgot about, I'm getting my hats, but then I realized that I forgot about the face for the pumpkin. So I'm just getting all of my pieces parts. And the ties have some real nice etched detail. Now these are the decorative element to the hats. And you've got like a, it's a top hat and a derby hat or whatever. I never can remember. My girlfriend always reminds me what it is. And we'll get our hats trimmed out. Now that other piece, I think I even pick it up and show you. You can put it on, if you did a different color, you could put it on the brim of the hat. There's the tie. And there's this hat. And then we've got the handle to our pumpkin. And this is where I think I'm grabbing the pumpkin face, and then I realize that I put the wrong face on one of the ghosts, and so I'll have to get another one, and I'm showing you it was that one. So I'll have to get another one die cut out, and we'll take a break and come back in, and I'll have that ready to go. So I went and die cut that out. Now we've got the pumpkin face ready to go. And we'll get it laid down on there. And then I have die cut out the pumpkin handle in black as well. We'll add that to it. And I kind of fiddled around with this quite a bit, trying to get it laid down, glued down. It kept moving on me. And so I think I cut out quite a bit of fiddling and got it laid down so you don't have to sit there and watch me fiddle forever. Now this is the piece that you'd put on the brim if you had a different color, or you could add black and just layer it up to where you had some extra dimension, and it would look nice on there. Now I am going to go ahead and assemble this. We haven't put the arms on. I guess I'm going to go back to my ghost. I was looking at the sentiment there for a minute, and I've decided to go ahead and get back on track and get my ghost all assembled. And I've got stuff rolling around my desk there. I'm trying to get it organized. And there's our straight tie. There we go. Cute. So cute. So we'll get our other little guy's hat laid down on him, and we'll get his bow tie positioned. Super fun. Such a cute little set. I love the detail. Now I've got a bow tie here, and we're just going to lay it down on there. I think I wind up darkening the bow tie. I bring in a little bit of ink and just add a little bit of color just to kind of bring in that darker pink look that I've got on my base panel that I'm going to lay it down on. So I'll just ink this up and add a little bit of ink to it. And then we'll lay this down on our little ghost. And I'm going to put a little bit of ink on our pumpkin as well, just toward the bottom, just for some shadow or shading. And I've already laid that other tie down, just looking, is there anything else I want to ink blend? I've got this brush I need to blend. So this is where I realize I haven't put their arms on yet. So there are 2 pairs of arms, and I'm just going to use the ink that's on my brush there and just add a little bit of color to them. And then we'll get these arms added to 2 of our ghost, and then we'll leave one just in regular ghost style with no arms. And there's like a chunkier set of arms and then a kind of a more slimline type of arm. Like his sheet is draping more than the other one. And these are super fun. Isn't that cute? That's the one with the eyeglass. Get some glue on there. And then we'll put some glue on the other side. Very fun. So I'm going to have a couple of Halloween cards ready for my grandkids in advance. So that's always nice. But, I'm just following the timeline of the release of products, and, I want to record as they release so that you have opportunity to purchase them before they sell out. So I just follow the timeline of the release. Now here I'm assembling a white Boudiou on the light pink cardstock there. I think that's chiffon. And I'm going to do this, and then I wind up not using this particular set of sentiments here because I need something with a little bit more contrast for my card. So you get to see me lay these down, and then I'll bring in another set off camera, and we'll use them because they'll pop a little bit better on the card. So I think we've got all of our pieces parts. Now we just need to bring in our card base and do our assembly with that. Now I've just got a hammer mill 110 pound card base that I have created myself. I've got the black panel using that Damask 3D embossing folder that just released from Simon Hurley. And it's got all that texture. And it's really pretty. And I'm going to get it laid down on here. And we're going to make a landscape card for this because we've got, our 3 ghosts, and I need some room to get them laid down on there. And I'm bringing in the scalloped bow. I think that's what these are called. I'll link them in the description box below. I love these frames. I've been using the heck out of them lately. They're relatively new, and I like that scallop frame. And then you have a regular frame and then a stitch frame that goes in between there. And so it makes for a really nice layering set. And I think it's fun. And we'll just, now this one, I think I decide I'm going to pop it up, I think. Or maybe I'm just making sure they'll all fit. It's been a couple of days since I made the card. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what am I doing here. Okay. So I guess I decided to go straight with glue and just get it laid down flat since we're going to kind of be hanging off the edges. Then I won't have to add foam tape under the side of them, I think. I think I might tuck a little bit on this. So the one in the middle is going to go down. And that one kind of reminds me of the Addams Family character. I can't think of what it's called. But with that hat, it just kind of reminds me. And then I'm looking at my Boo-to-You, trying to make sure I have room for that sentiment. And I can get all of these laid down there. So I'm going to mess around with it. And then I think I'll wind up moving it anyway. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting the Boo and then To You, separating those, and then adding my little ghost. And I think that's where I land. So we'll go ahead and get it laid down on there. I think for this one, I realized I was going to hang off the edge. I think for both of them, I'm going to hang off a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape on there just so we don't have to worry about it getting bent and it's in the envelope or through the mail. Super cute. We're going to do the same thing with this other one. And then we'll just bring our little center one in. So much fun. And we'll just tuck that in there. Isn't that cute? And you can see right now how that lighter pink is just kind of getting lost on there, and it's not going to have the impact that I want. You can hang this basket right on that ghost hand if you want, and that's what I'm going to do. And just glue it down. Super cute. I'm kind of blowing off the paper hairs that are on there. I was having some trouble with just some paper hairs, and so getting those cleaned off. So for this one, I think I'm going to bring in some foam tape and just pop him straight up and add some dimension on there. And there we go. So cute. I'm trying to decide angle them or what. That looks really, really cute. Now here's where I'm laying the sentiment down. And I'm like, no, you can do better than this. I know you can. And so I'll fiddle with it. And I'm like, not liking it. I'm learning to stop. When you don't like it, stop, regroup, and come back. So that's what we're doing. So I took the black and then I took the pink and I layered them up. And this is going to pop a lot better than what I had. And I'm just going to tuck the Boo in. And To You. Sometimes I get in a hurry and I need to slow down and make sure that I'm making a card that I'm happy with, that I'm entirely happy with. I think it was cute. I just think the sentiments weren't working for me. So isn't that cute? Now I've got some black enamel dots I'm going to bring in and just tuck a couple in there just for fun. These are from Spellbinders as well. Just filling in some areas. So that'll finish it up, and I think it's super cute. Now let me show you the other card that's going to run tomorrow. Bewitched. It's a cat. So much fun. Hope you'll tune in tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care, everybody.